schauen gerade nur auf den schwarzen Bildschirm.
They are waiting for 40 hours and what
Okay, we are back online and we are starting now with the speech from Papa. And afterwards we will... oh, I have a dirty nose. Afterwards we will cut the cake. So be ready. Ich wollte das Brautpaar drauf haben.
Wo ist deine Schokoladeseite?
Hochwürdiger Herr Dechand, liebe Jani, lieber Michi, geschätzte Hochzeitsgesellschaft, Referent Vater Dechand, Dr. Markus Danner, ihr Jani, ihr Mike, ihr assembled wedding party. To get my speech running, I considered what is needed for a wedding as yours. Please. A bride, a groom, two witnesses, two fathers and mothers, some relatives and some friends. And first of all, I want to say to Jani, how much we regret that your parents cannot celebrate this feast with us, that your relatives and Indonesian friends cannot take part in this party. But we are lucky for us that you celebrate your wedding here in Austria. We are thankful that we were not expected to take the very arduous flight to Bali or Jakarta in our more or less poor constitution. So please, let them take part in sending your family photos, film and written words, and by email and maybe in any digital way. And as I realized, we are already in the World Wide Web, so in case of a functional data transfer, regards to all of your family, to all of your relatives, your friends, and a kiss to your mom from me. Many thanks to Reverend Father Dechand for the beautiful ceremony and moving words in church, a signal for Yani and Mike to be married in a Christian way, that God should always be with them. Thanks a lot to the witnesses to be prepared to testify this marriage and to overtake the duty to look on this matrimony for the next 50 years. Andrä and Stefan, I hope you know how difficult this matter might be from Switzerland and Austria always to be in contact with Bali. Many thanks to all of you, sisters and brothers-in-law, relatives and friends, that you saved the time for Yani and Mike to be here and give this party the background to be remembered by them for all of their life. Besides the necessities of persons, some immaterial things will be needed and must be taken into consideration to enter in the holy matrimony and to have a happy marriage. You both needed a common language, and it will not be your mother language, which makes it much more difficult. Isn't it sometimes difficult enough to understand one another having the same tongue? It will be even more a problem when you cannot find the right words. So we all wish you an understanding without words, but with deep feelings. We hope the speech of your hearts will always be stronger than the words of your tongue could be. But I would recommend you, Mike, to learn Indonesian. As well, I recommend Yani to learn German.
We will.
You come from two very different areas of culture and education. This will make it necessary a very high level of tolerance. Mike, meanwhile, you learned to know the Balinesian way of living and their cultures, ceremonies, and of course different ways of thinking, and I'm sure you gave Yani a lot of details of the Austrian culture, arts and music, not only Edelweiss, and what else makes Austria special as a European country. Therefore, Mike, bring Yani as often you can to Sankt Andrä so she will learn to know and love our country as well as you love Bali. It's not always as cold as it's been the last days. Elizabeth and I were very happy when we heard that Yani is a Christian. And we believe your parents, Yani, are happy when you got married today in a Christian way. That's why I think it makes your marriage easier than in a mixed matrimony. Even though I wouldn't have the right to change your mind in that question. So with God and Jesus, there's a very good chance to succeed. Both you will find in Bali as well as in Austria. Now to you both. Yani, there's much too less time left to get to know you, but I realize you as a very open-minded, charming and delightful woman, and a bride today, and I believe you can make Mike happy. You should know he is the sonny boy of his mother, always of easygoing nature, childish and a bit immature, with a tendency towards well-developed optimism. He will need a strong arm that leads him through his life, not to get into troubles and to avoid wrong decisions, even in economical questions. He will be grateful for your advice. Therefore, for you both, think of this in the moment of founding your family. Now to you, Mike, man of very special taste and wishes. Skiing and snowboarding was too less. England and New Zealand as goal of your journey, not far and especially enough. An Austrian Hirtermadel, translated as shepherd girl, was not good enough. No, it had to be surfing, it had to be Bali, and this exquisite and very special woman you chose to marry. Make her happy, be true, full of honor, and carry her on arms through her life. Both of you must know that matrimony is not always honeymoon or holiday. To live together needs a lot of tolerance for one another. Sometimes the decision is needed on who could be the leading figure in a problem, and then the believing in of the other and the help to bring it to a successful end. One shows the way and both pull in the same direction. Position might be changing, depending on the subject. Mutti and I sometimes have had big problems in these questions, but we mostly succeeded. Didn't we?
Always.
Let me come to an end. But before I forgot it, what's the sense of life? The deeper sense of matrimony. Life has to be continued. That's why Godfather in the Bible spoke, be fruitful and multiply. In German, seid fruchtbar und mehret euch. Therefore, in this sense, we wish you a good and wonderful start in your matrimony and all of the best wishes for the founding your family and household in Bali. And finally, be sure, whenever you have questions or problems which we can help you to solve them, let us know. I think both of your parents, whether in Jakarta or in Sankt, will offer you their support within the bounds of possibilities. With the new communication means Austria is not so far from Bali than it looks on a globe or on a map. And I say it to the WWW, World Wide Web, in Indonesia. Elizabeth and I wish you a lifelong honeymoon, and I end with a verse I made 12 years ago for your sister, and I think it's still good, and it goes in English as well, and suits to my son. Always give your love new chances, you will enjoy the renaissances. Now it's Mutti's turn.
Ich so froh, Michi, dass da nicht.
There are only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 words. And it was very hard for me this night. I can't sleep. I always hear your voice because you say it. And it is not Indonesian, but I try to do it. Yes? Muti perdoa supaya impian kalian tercapai.
I can translate. What you wish is that our dreams come true. Now we get up. Okay. Okay. One is yours, Richard. After.
In the plane.
He's going.
Easy going. Noch ein total Livestream.
So, wer nimmt über? Wir haben es voll.
Also, Michi, stopp, jetzt noch direkt weiter zu meinem Tisch. Ja, aber du hast
Ist der Schweizer in Mike Hunger?
Never let it go.
Oh, warte.
Ist schon wurscht, wer kommt ja alle.
Yay! Das war.
Ja, die anderen kann ich gar nicht sagen.
Ja, sie natürlich.
Was heißt denn natürlich?
Speckguck.
Have a look. Ja.
A fork.
Spoon or a fork, please. Spoon or a fork.
Ja. Du hast Englisch für weiter mit und
Ich hab die größeren
Applaus. Now the cameraman.
ein eigenes Stück.
Du kriegst das mit unserer Gabe.
Na, wir haben ja Gabel.
Nein, ihr kriegt es nicht.
Haben wir keinen Reis dafür? Zum Dekorieren.
Du musst schnell sein, weil jetzt ist schon.
Der zittern darfst du nicht.
No cheese. Now I go into the middle and even I'm not prepared, I'm going to try to talk a little bit. The last week, the last days, not the last night, but until the last night, it was pretty much the most stress I had in all of my life. But all of this stress was definitely worth it, and I had somebody beside me that whenever I was stressed was 100% relaxed and just was like, "Oh, I'm not stressed, I'm good." And then there were my lovely parents that whenever I was stressed and nearly fall down, they were like, no, we can do that, we can do that. then there was still the big question of how we can make Yanni's family happy to see this wedding. And one of my old and best friends made all this possible to stream into the world. And I'm super thankful for that too.
Welcome.
I want to say thanks to everybody here, to my witnesses, to Yani witnesses, to all the friends and family here. I'm super stoked and happy that you're here. Maybe I'm even more stoked than on my first barrel in my life. I found my happiness here. Surfing gonna be the second part in my life now, and I'm happy to share all those moments with you. And once again, thanks to everybody who came to my wedding. I know that sometimes I was not able to come to celebrations where I should have been. Thanks for that.
Und jetzt Torte.
Aku cinta kamu.